There we go. There we go. I'm ready. I'm ready. Damn. Got cameras all over the place. Are we live over here?
Yeah, we live.
We live over here?
We cooking.
Oh, we live over here? No, so yeah, family. I want to get straight to the point. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook. For those of you that's on YouTube, I want you to follow me on Facebook as well at Brother Polight. So go to facebook.com/brother, spelled the right way, P-O-L-I-G-H-T. Okay, facebook.com/Brother Polight. For those of you that's on YouTube, that's YouTube. For those of you that's on Facebook, I want you to go to I Am Brother Polight on YouTube. That's the name of the channel. I Am Brother P-O-L-I-G-H-T. All right? And I'm practicing this YouTube live business. This time, I think we got the landscape right, so it should come out widescreen instead of the two black spaces there. So you don't got to worry about stripping the Facebook post and putting it over there on YouTube. I'm doing it for you. But enough is enough of all of that. And of course, if you're interested in the mentorship program, it costs, but it also pays. You go to brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com. Brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com. What's good, man? I'm doing good, my brother.
I'm seeing you on video.
All right, thanks for listening, man. Thanks for that. No doubt, you always catch people as they build it, saying what's up. You know? What's your name, man?
Miko.
Miko, where you from?
I'm from Wakanda.
Wakanda? Man, get the fuck out of here. You almost had me. Homeboy from New Jersey. Almost had me.
Said Wakanda.
But I'm with that. Hey, what's up, brother? Oh, today I'm talking about, thanks for listening, King. Today what's your name? Dimitri, where are you from, Dimitri? Fort Worth? Grew up in Seattle. Okay, last brother told me from Wakanda. Almost had it. Why not? So, yeah, today's subject matter is going to be about why I support Black Friday, but I don't support any more complaints about white people, but I want to put it into proper context. I want to put it in proper context because, you know, our people is good to call somebody cool, $1 an hour like they're actually getting paid money for it, just because someone disagrees. But I want to put it into proper context. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not really into the whole, you know, complaining about whitey movement because, and the reason, hey, what's up, Ken? Hey, thanks for listening, my brother. Word. So I'm not really into the blame whitey movement. The reason why I'm not really into all of that is because we got plenty of, since we're in the technological era, we got plenty of YouTube videos and Facebook videos of brothers and sisters complaining about them. So the shit is on record. I think we made every complaint on record, right? But every resolution has been put forward and put into action. So for me, if I need to complain about some white folks, before I open my mouth, I can just go on a YouTube channel and write any derogatory thing about white folks, and one of my brothers will come up cursing them out. So I don't gotta go that far or that wide to look for us complaining. Hey, what's up, Kate? Hey, I appreciate you taking it, man. You already know, man. Thanks for listening, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just building. You know how we do. Good to be out here. I mean, see the love. This is a powerful thing that you can teach and get the embrace from the people. You don't always got to be on some other shit just to get the love and the embrace and the rapport. You feel me? So that's a good thing. But you know, like I said today, one of the things I wanted to discuss, because people was giving me some flack for it, is the fact that I said I support Black Friday. And I was called a coon.
He's happy. He made his day.
No doubt. That's what's up, man.
He made his day.
I was called a coon.
There's some more.
I was called a sellout. I was called all sorts of stuff for saying, hey, what's up, gang? I was called, oh, hey, what's up? Thanks for listening, right? So I was called all sorts of names for saying I support Black Friday. So I need to ask the conscious black man and woman something. If many of us is crying broke and we don't got much money, why would I as a leader tell black people spend more money throughout the year than to spend less money during a certain day. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it like, yo, my people hurting. Sometimes we take this black conscious shit to a whole nother level of fucking idiocy. But it's not even black conscious no more. That's not black empowerment. Black empowerment is to find a crevice in space where things is more convenient and opportune for our people so we can catalyze that experience and therefore be at an advantage, a more advantageous standpoint. You feel what I'm saying? So if there's a time of year where you know damn well you're gonna buy these supplies anyway, if there's a time of year where you can get that $800 thing for $150 and you don't have a black person that necessarily makes that technology anyway, then why can't you just buy it for cheaper that one day out the year so you can have more money that you can invest throughout the rest of the year into things that's more ideal for your advancement, for your family, or for your community? That's the way that I look at the situation. So I'm not telling you don't buy black, but y'all, a lot of y'all front out there. When I drive my Rolls Royce, oh, he driving a white man car. Homeboy, your Toyota's a white boy car too. So what are you talking about? I wear my Gucci shoes or whatever, my Versace. Oh, you wear white man's clothes. But your Payless shoes is also white man's. Your Nike shoes is also white man's. So what we really see is a problem because of how much I'm probably spending.
Black and mild. How about that?
You're black and mild.
How about that?
Hey, you already know. You already know. So what I really see is the problem is we complaining about if another brother or sister is doing better than the other brother or sister, or has more disposable income than the other brother or sister. And then with another thing that we do, we'll see a brother or sister who has amassed a certain amount of wealth, and we put the whole nation on that person's back. We'll say that that person is supposed to use all their wealth to open up a school, or use all their wealth to open up some kind of institution. But what we won't say is, there's enough of us complaining about the situation where we all can put a smaller amount in and pool our funds and change the situation. But no, we like to make the change the responsibility of an individual as opposed to make the change the responsibility of the nation. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, what up, King? What's good, God?
Yeah, what up, what?
Chillin', man.
You good, all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just building. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep, 100.
Let's get it.
Got
I'm
to.
ready. I'm ready.
Take that picture?
Let's get it in, man. Yeah, man. It's love out here in Texas, man. Y'all conscious of fucking Texas, man. Yeah, I'm glad to know that y'all listening. You feel me?
You was one of the first people we tuned in to.
Man, I appreciate that. Young brothers out here, it's conscious, man. Everybody I meet be like in their 20s out here, doing the dollars. Yeah, that made me proud, bro. For real, man. I'm glad y'all listening, man. Word up, man. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy about the dollars, man. Thanks, brother. For real, man. Appreciate y'all. Facts. Man, it's a good day we living in, my brother. Good day. Word up, man. I'm happy to see. It's a lot. If y'all been keeping up with us since we've been out here, that's interesting.
Don't let it out.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all been okay,
Yeah,
that's also man. Why you yo? Where's the show? Oh yeah. You want to take a picture with them real quick, brother? Real quick. Let's get it in. Intermission, people. Hold tight. You already know, man. Yo, thanks for listening. Works everything. Appreciate you. Yeah, you know. So the talk of town is like, I gotta come out of retirement, man. I'm chilling, but I just want to build with the people. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, what I'm talking to you about is we have to stop sensationalizing when it comes to the message. We gotta stop sensationalizing. All right? It's all good to be proud to be black. I'm with all of that. I'm definitely proud to be black. And most of the people that want to call me a coon or call me an agent or call me a sellout, I know that I resonate more with the black power movement, black nationalism, Pan-Africanism than most people. You feel what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you look at it, this is insane how many people are going to keep tripping over. When you look at it, I wonder why he got to slide up in there. lot of activity since we came over here. But anyway, the reason why I would tell you that I know I'm way on my black power scale than the average person that's my detractor or my troll, because if I were to ask the average brother or sister that's slandering me about not being pro-black, I say, where was your baby born? See, if I'm doing something that I think is black orientated or pan-African, that don't mean that I should undermine another brother or talk negative about another brother or sister because I'm one up on something. If you're doing good and you empowering your people on whatever level you are, if you're just a good mother or you're just a good father, salute to you. I already got love for you on the strip. If you're just doing good by yourself and you got ambition to be a family man or a family woman and an entrepreneur and you're en route, I would never knock what it is that you got to do to take those stepping stones into that future. But what we got to stop doing is just because we think we're on point about something, is to knock other people. Because I can easily knock other people, but that's not, there's no empowerment in that. You feel me? Tearing down other brothers and sisters because you got a clutch on a certain aspect of the knowledge, that's corny, and that's not black empowerment, and that's not black nationalism. That's causing dissension. We could do a debate, and I'm with all of that, but after the debate, do you still got the integrity to still be your brother's keeper or your sister's keeper? That's black nationalism, because we always going to have disagreements. We always going to be in a space where we're going to go through or conduct certain diatribes. But we should never let the diatribes take us to the point that after those deliberations, we over here angry with each other for eternity. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with him. Because I'm going to tell you this. Case in point. Every time somebody attempts to call me a coon or an agent, I go, okay, fine. Mr. Black Power, Miss Black Power, was your children born in a hospital? Because none of my children were born in a hospital. And I thought we talking about separation from the system. According to what people say. They say, you want to be part of the system. Sometimes it suffices, sometimes it doesn't. But my children are not born in a hospital. They're born to candlelight, because when your children are born in a hospital, they're subject to halogen lights. And those halogen lights send a shock to the central nervous system of the child. And it destroys what you would like to call God genes or their divinity. For the time that child is in triple darkness in the womb, you feel what I'm saying? And actually the children are 1 year old when they come out, because they go through 3 months inception, 9 months gestation. So that's 12 months. Because a woman don't go through 3 perfect ovulations, she can't even conceive. The child won't even be conceived. So a woman has to go through 3 perfect ovulations, then she goes through 9 months gestation, and then that gives you 12 months that child is born. Okay, so we gotta do the math. That's first of all. Now after we do the math on that, when that child comes out of that triple darkness, you don't want that child to be subject to what? Those bright halogen lights. Out of all the lights that they could put in the hospital when a child is born, why would they make a child come out the womb of a woman and to be subject to some of the brightest and most intense lights? If you go to wealthy people's homes, you'll find out that they turn the lights on gradually, because you have melatonin and serotonin that's being produced. You feel what I'm saying? One's produced when it's dark, one's produced when it's light. And just like if you pull the plug on a computer, people are like, man, you can mess up the computer. You got to gradually shut things down before you turn the computer off. Well, the same thing with you. Your brain is a supercomputer, whether you're using it as such or not. And you can't just go around shutting things off spontaneously and erratically like that. You got to gradually shut programs down. So if you go into more conducive homes and environments, you'll see that they gradually turn the lights on or gradually turn the lights down. They don't just turn the lights on, turn the lights off. But when you're in the hospital, it's even worse, because not only do the lights just cut off and on, the time that child comes out of the triple darkness of the woman's womb, boom, hit with some of the most harsh lights that they're going to be subject to. The reason why you want natural light is because natural light biologically embeds. You feel what I'm saying? Natural light biologically embeds. What that means is light is also a source of food. That's why plants are able to photosynthesize light, because chlorophyll is first cousin or second cousin to melanin, as some would say. You feel me? The breakdown, the chemical structure looks very reminiscent to each other. So what happens is light is information, and light biologically embeds, and your body is able to synthesize this information and break it down so you can facilitate the cause called human life. But when you have these non-natural lights, what happens is you're not being fed. So what you're giving is a false rendition of the same. So now you can look at those kind of lights like halogen lights or GMO lights. You can look at it like that. We know what GMOs do to the human body.
Right.
So the GMO rendition of light would be the halogen lights. So your child comes into this world with artificial lights that don't biologically embed. And then we wonder why we're non-responsive. You feel what I'm saying? So my children were born under candlelight. Natural lights that do biologically embed. Peace, gang. That's what our children is born to. And that's the way they're supposed to be born. How you think we was able to make it this far in society? You think we really needed a hospital system where people gotta move all sorts of things on wheels and shoot the women with all sorts of... I went to the Temple of Polight. If you watch my documentary, Egypt, the Black Land, some of it is on YouTube. It's the world's first hospital, at least that's been documented, that still stands to this day, right? When you go to Egypt. And there you see that they had the women squatting. How is it, with thousands of years later, the women have to lay down to give birth? Would you lay down to take a shit? Would you go against gravity to defecate? Of course you wouldn't. Now imagine that this child is way heavier. The main reason that they gotta shoot the woman with all sorts of shots that affect her spine is because she's going against gravity to give birth to a heavy child. You're not even gonna lay down to defecate. So why would you tell the woman to lay down to give birth to a child? But here we go thousands of years ago to the so-called stupid people, or the so-called dumb African, or the primitive African, and here it is on the walls of the first hospital, known and documented to man at the Temple of Polight, that was attributed to Sobek, the deity of fertility, because alligators are known to be very fertile. So the deity of fertility, Sobek, is all over there. When you go there to that temple, you see them not only using instruments to sterilize, or using all sorts of systems to sterilize their instruments, you also see women squatting to give birth to the children. So why today in the hospital should we go in the reverse and now make the women lay down? Birth wasn't this difficult back in the day. Do you think they was using all of the processes that they're using today in the hospital that they was using then? Of course not. In fact, the hospital is creating more problems for our people. That's why they got the witchcraft being employed. Like we told you, the word pharmacy comes from the Greek word pharmakeia. And pharmakeia means what? Witchcraft or sorcery. If you go in the Bible, anytime they use the word witchcraft or sorcery, they're using the word pharmacy. So why would you name the pharmaceutical industry after a word that means witchcraft or sorcery? And then you got Rite Aid, which is R-I-T-E, which means ritual. So when I go to the drugstore, or the witchcraft store, or the sorcery store, they're conducting a ritual because the word that they're using is R-I-T-E, not R-I-G-H-T. So they're using a ritual, and the ritual that they're conducting is to put you under sorcery by way of using pharmaceuticals. So now they'll tell you that your children are suffering from ADHD. But we know that there's no legitimized way to confirm if a child is suffering from ADHD. They will tell you there's no way to confirm. It's subjective, it's opinionated. Somebody has to say, I think your child has that. There's no way to go in the lab, get results, look at DNA, or see certain symptoms and say that child actually has that. But whose children do they confirm have ADHD the most? Black children. So first of all, you're not even born right when you're in the hospitals. They drug you up and make you get vaccinated. They send these chemtrails, and the chemtrails, okay, what chemtrails do is, and there we go with the spooky shit. You know what I'm saying? He gotta turn around and start the spooky shit. So what chemtrails do is give you symptoms like you have the flu when you don't have it. So they can make you get the flu shot. Then when you get the flu shot is filled with formaldehyde, very poisonous, mercury, the second most poisonous thing on planet Earth. They won't even give you much of that for your dog, because they're afraid they'll kill the dog. But they'll give you mercury in your vaccines and dead baby fetuses. In this part of the witchcraft or the sorcery. You feel what I'm saying? So no matter how much you curse other races out and say how they ain't shit, is not doing nothing but showing people that you're upset, showing that you're mad emotional. And you have the right to be emotional, but what's emotion without the energy going into motion? The E gotta go into motion. You feel me? So what good is it to be emotional and be stagnant at the same time as the people? How long are you gonna keep complaining? So for me, I'm not into all of the, yo, let's make some more complaints. Let me publish another video complaining about non-black people. I don't got no time for that. Because anytime I need to complain about other races and about our situation, I can just zip up my lips and I can go on YouTube and find any of a number of black people pissed off. And they ain't gonna say too much different from what I'm gonna say today. So it's been documented. All the anger has been documented. Now, are we gonna document the solution, the progression, and the upliftment of our people through right knowledge? We gotta disseminate right knowledge so people can go in the right direction, but they gotta know why it's the right direction. You can't just say separate from the system. You gotta show them what parts of the system is inaccurate, how it puts us at a disadvantage, and then you gotta supplant the information with the right thing to do. I can't tell you what's the wrong food to eat if I don't tell you what the right food is. Can't tell, pardon me, I can't tell the drug dealer, get off the corner and stop selling them drugs if I don't give that drug dealer something to supplant the information. You walking with me? I gotta find a way to give that drug dealer information to supplant. I can't tell a sister stop prostituting or stop shaking her behind if I don't have an economic plan to empower her because she won't see the realism in what I'm saying. So we gotta stop just complaining. So know what the complaints are. Now I gotta commission you to be a success. Because conscious people have a responsibility to be successful so they can empower those that are less successful. We can't just sit here and complain about people. Because what's happening is the people we complaining about, the people we be complaining to, are not being outside to change the condition of our people. So next thing is, I know you want me to trash all sorts of people of all sorts of races. But unfortunately, my success has granted me the opportunity to travel the world and experience different types of people. And I got a secret for you. All the shit we be saying about white people, a lot of that shit is a fucking myth. But you wouldn't know because you don't travel enough to interact with different people of different races under different conditions. Now, where I'm from in Brownsville, I was taught the white man's the devil. And I believe that shit because he was the fucking devil in Brownsville. He was the police, he was the teacher that didn't give a fuck about us, and he was the CEO when I was locked up. But when I got more successful and I got to travel the world and go in different environments where black people were subject to poverty-stricken conditions, where we're lacking in resources and our behavior changed, it was hard for the white people that interacted with those black people to veil the same stereotypes. Does this mean all white people are good? No. Does this mean all black people are good? I got a memo for you. Hell no, all black people ain't fucking good. In fact, I probably know more fucked up black people than I know white people, but that's probably because I'm in the black community, so that's why I experience first and immediately. You feel what I'm saying? Just like white people may know more bad white people than black people because they come from white communities, so they're likely to do crime against each other before they do crime against somebody else. That's just a reality. Once I traveled around, I've been empowered with very positive things and opportunities from people of other races. Whether they're Indian, Armenian, Arabian, it doesn't matter. And what I had to come to terms with was, you know what? We start believing in our own mythos. Because the average person promulgating this information to the community, they don't interact with other races enough to even understand the psychology behind this construct that you call racial animus. We don't interact enough with other people, nor do we give other people an opportunity to disclose to you their true behavior and their nature. So you may be mad at that and say, oh, no. But at the end of the day, I can tell you that I've interacted with enough people who to this day have not done bad by me thus far. So what am I supposed to do? Hope that they're actually planning to do something bad by me? If people of non-black races have done great by me, what am I supposed to do? Curse them the fuck out for not living up to the expectation of them being wicked to me? What you expect me to do? And then come back to you and lie to you and tell you that, you know what? Yeah, everybody's the devil that's not black. That's bullshit. The truth of the matter is, when you open your eyes, you realize that every race got wickedness in them. You feel me? Maybe there was a point in time where we could have looked at a certain race and say, yo, they wild as a motherfucker. But that day is done with all this miscegenation. with all the integration, with all the cultural diffusion, with all the adaptation of people's habits. Right now, we just not in that space. But yeah, some thousands of years ago, we probably could have looked at someone blonde hair, blue eyes, and said, man, stay the fuck from those people. Now, even me to this very day, I'm in a space that I want to make babies with black women and black children. You know, that's my vibe. I want black women to make black babies with, to make black children with. That's my paradigm. I want to be with black women and with my black children and raise a beautiful, healthy family. That's my vibe. And the reason why that's my vibe, because I understand the context of our genetics. I know what our genotype is, you know, so I don't want to introduce recessive traits into my gene pool, peace God, because we've been raped for so many years, you feel me, that we got to tie back into the vine. So me personally, I wouldn't suggest melanated people to indulge in mixed race relationships as far as making babies is concerned. But that's just me based on the scientific aspect of things, understanding that we've been raped for so long, we need to get back into ourselves. That's how I feel about it. I don't want to be lost for identity. There's a time we've been able to look at our cheek structure, our bone structure, our needs, and we can tell what tribe you're from. We didn't need a birth certificate. We didn't need a social security card. We was just able to look at each other phenotypically and say, man, I know what tribe you're from. We can look at your jaw structure. We can look at the shape of your cranium, and we would just know, oh, he's from that tribe. We didn't have to go downtown and ask this white man for a birth certificate and social security card and wait in line and pay him a few bucks to find out who we are. We was able to look at each other for free and tell each other who we are. But now, part of the reason that we are fighting amongst each other so much as a race is because we had lost for who we are. Because when people know who they are, they fight less amongst each other. When people know who they are, there's no reason for them to really bang on each other like that. The main reason we bang on each other like this as a community is because we think we're different from each other. Ask the average so-called African American, what is their dish? What is their food? Ask the average brother or sister, what is the dish or the dress of a so-called African American? Because anybody else you ask them, if you ask a Jew, if you ask an Arab, what's your cultural dish? They're gonna tell you what their cultural dish is. If you ask them what's your cultural dress, they're gonna tell you what their cultural dress is. But now, when you ask a brother or sister from America, yo, what is the meal of the black man in America? What the hell is he really gonna say? Burger and fries? That's not your fucking meal. You feel what I'm saying? That shit didn't even exist where you come from. And we gotta understand that when you displace organisms out of their environment, you throw off the ecology. And that's how we know one of the worst things or atrocities that's perpetrated against our people was being taken out of our environment. Look what they will do for the zoo animal. You know what they do for the zoo animal? My brother, they would take the zoo animal out of its environment. Assimilate the whole environment. If they come from a cold environment or they come from a hot environment, the zoo is going to make sure they simulate that to make that animal stay sane. Because if that animal gets taken out of its environment, separated from its family, separated from the food that corresponds with that animal, separate from the environment, the climatic conditions, guess what's going to happen? That animal is going to go crazy. And human beings are part of the animal kingdom. So when they took the African out of Africa, and now the African is eating Tony's pizza and pork fried rice and chicken wings, the African lost his goddamn mind. So now he's fighting amongst himself. He's fighting amongst herself. They fighting amongst each other. There's a gender-specific war. And why is that happening? That's happening because at the end of the day, you can't take an organism out of its environment and not bring its food, its family, and its weather with it without that organism going crazy. So the average brother or sister in America is doomed to be fucking insane whether you like it or not. Even if you think you're sane now. Pardon me. Even if you think you're sane right now, you are still out your damn mind until you go back home. There can be no sanity with an organism out of its environment.
Are we ever gonna go back home though?
Are we ever gonna go back home?
Not real?
It's our responsibility to go back home.
Hey, I need your number. But we're talking about real though, because I love you speaking and I love your knowledge for us, bro. But how are we going to change it for us? Because as a black man, we here now. We God's people. How are we going to lift ourselves up to where you speaking? How are we going to get back to to knowledge of ourselves.
One of the best things you can do that's most practical. If you can't, there we go, we gotta be practical. If you're having a problem going back to the land, first thing is, how do you identify the land from which you derive? Let's be practical. I say get a DNA test. And why? Because even if you call certain people your blood family, if you took a DNA test and I took a DNA test and you and I was brothers, we might find out we're from two different tribes genetically because of the tumbling forth of genes. My sister and I is not from the same tribe genetically after we do our DNA test. Don't see my blood sister. My father like, yo, you was born in Brooklyn, Brookdale Hospital. You feel what I'm saying? I'm telling my pops, yo, my DNA say I'm 75% Nigerian, Igbo tribe. I know 10% leaning on Liberia. And when I went over there,
Ed, I'm right beside you.
yo, when I went over there, no, it's all good, King. And when I went over there, guess what? I seen a bunch of people that look like me. I even found some family members when I went to Nigeria that I look literally like them. What's up? Put your back thing on, please. Put it on. Yeah, so I literally found out. But to answer your question, my brother, the first thing that I would suggest you do is get a DNA test. And the reason why you got to get a DNA test is to find out where, Peace King, where you come from genetically. Now, after you find out where you come from genetically, find out the foods that correspond with the people who come from that place, so you can open up corridors in your consciousness that only the food would be able to do, because that's something that was practiced from generation to generation. It's called epigenetics. So we normally say, hey, just go back to Africa. Then my question is, what part of Africa? Africa ain't no country, it's a continent. So now you take the DNA test, you find out where you're from, you go to genebase.com. That's one good place that you can go to from a point of experience.
Genebase.com.
Genebase.com. They're located in Canada. So now what happens is, now you want to also indulge in the music. What is it that you're looking for? You're looking for a spiritual revival. So if I eat the food that corresponds with my DNA, and I listen to the music that corresponds with my DNA, then what's going to wind up happening is what? What's going to wind up happening is if I eat the food that corresponds to my DNA and I listen to the music that corresponds to my DNA, I'm going to start having genetic memories. Yeah. I'm going to start resurrecting the greatness that exists in me. Why does that make sense? Well, if you started smoking cigarettes and you wind up with cancer, and your daughter's daughter 200 years from now has cancer, your daughter's daughter goes to the physician, and the physician asks them, is there a history of cancer in your family? You know who they blame? They blame the big homie from 200 years ago. Why are you getting blamed if you're already dead? 200 years ago, you made that mistake. So how is it 200 years later, they're blaming you, unless you still exist 200 years later? So this means what? That's a form of reincarnation. That's a form of resurrection. So this means what? If your child does something 200 years later that was similar to something you did, it incites or precipitates that event, and they call it a trait. So this is how we bring back our ancestors. So when I say do a DNA test and eat the food of your ancestors and listen to the music of your ancestors, now you may revive the kingship or the royalty or the mathematician or the scientists that were your ancestors. You feel what I'm saying? So all we doing is a ritual. The same thing Rite Aid is doing, R-I-T-E, which means ritual. Yeah. All we doing is performing a ritual, but not through pharmacy, which is from Greek, from pharmakeia, which means witchcraft or sorcery. We're performing our own form of the occult. We're performing our own ritual to resurrect that which has been dormant but not dead. Because we already proved that if you do something now 200 years later, it still can be in effect. All you need is one of your offspring or your posterity to do like you did later on for you to be revived through them. But they'll never tell you, since I can inherit my great-great-great-grandparents' diabetes, or I can inherit my great-great-great-grandmother's cancer, why can't I inherit their math or their science? Yeah. They only want you to know that you can take on the bad, but they never tell you you can inherit the good. You feel me? So now we gotta start performing genetic alchemy. The shit that they don't never want to really talk to us about. This shit is genetic alchemy. You feel what I'm saying? We got to start learning the metaphysics. And when I say metaphysics, I'm not talking about nothing spooky.
Good, gang.
I'm talking about anything that transcends classical physics. Because they was at a standstill in physics at one point or the other. So they said anything that go past classical physics is metaphysics. We gotta now stop relying on them for every source of information because there's a limit, because nobody's gonna teach you how to get into power that already has it. It's a fact.
Never.
No one's gonna teach you how to get a power that they already have. So the information that they can give us is only gonna be limited. It's only gonna go to a certain point before we gotta figure this out ourselves. And this information, though it's simple, is over a lot of people's heads. Just get a DNA test and find out what tribe you're connected to. Connect with the music, connect with the food, and that's not just it. But understand this, the way Mother Nature works, you'll never be born in a place in the world where nature doesn't find out your composition physiologically and psychologically. What does that mean? So long as your urine goes into that ground, so long as your fecal matter goes into that ground, so long as your saliva goes into that ground, so long as the skin you shed every day is within that atmosphere, Mother Nature processes that data. And what nature does when your urine, when your fecal matter, when your saliva, and when your skin cells go into the air and in the environment, Mother Nature says, I know how you get sick, when you get sick, and why you get sick. So your banana in that community will be different from the rest of the world. Your apple will be different from that community and the rest of the world. And watch this, and some fruit just will only exist in that part of the world, and some herbs. Because nature is always going to make what corresponds with you as an entity in that place. So no matter how much medicine you take in America, there are herbs that are made specifically for you based on you being indigenous to a specific land. And what happens is, when you're snatched out of that environment, it throws off the ecology of that world. Because now there's plants that grow on account of you living there based on your fecal matter, based on your urine, based on your saliva, based on your skin cells. And those plants that grow feed other animals. That's part of the same system that feed off of other animals. So once you take one being out of that system, there's a domino effect. And now the animals go crazy. So now the animals don't fuck with you like they used to. So we watch movies and be like, man, that shit is make-believe. No, if you lived in the same environment with the animals, y'all be family. Y'all be part of the same kingdom, and y'all got a, what they call an active state, how one sovereign deals with another. There'd be rules of engagement. The animals wouldn't be against you. Right now, nature is against us because we're against it. Because we're relying on a man or a kind of man more than we're relying on general instinct in nature. Animals know, for example, when to mate. Animals don't say, yo, baby, I want a baby right now, and the other male animal says, well, I don't got the money right now, maybe we should fall back. Animals don't have a plan B pill, yet we're more smarter and sophisticated animals. But animals don't go to the drugstore and spend $50 on a plan B pill.
I done did it.
But human beings just don't know when they can make a baby.
I done did it, man.
You feel what I'm saying? Human beings are trying to find out, part of the word tribe. Human beings are having a complication in as far as when is it time to make children? Oh damn, I made this child by accident. But animals know when it's mating season. Animals know when they're supposed to sleep. They got us working on the clock 9 to 5. Think about it. So we doing like 8 hours on the clock to get to work, like an hour to get back to work. It's like an hour, that's 10 hours. Then they say you're supposed to sleep like 8 hours out there. That's a third of your life. Most people sleep about 6 hours. So that's 16 hours. So now we got 8 hours left in the cycle. So we 16 out of 24. So you mean to tell me 2/3 of our life is going to be predicated upon building someone else's life and dreams? 2/3 of my fucking life is me working for somebody else.
Some money, baby.
And we think this is normal? You can't be spending 2/3 of your fucking life creation. And some of us are doing overtime.
Black people don't know it's normal, but white people think it is.
This shit is fucking, it's beyond slavery.
Yeah.
It's beyond slavery, and it's killing your life. Hey, thanks for listening, my brother. You know, so you working 2/3 of your life for somebody else. That's not the way we did it in our society. But the thing is, when you subject to stark circumstances and lacking in resources, and every day we gotta look at each other frustrated, we'll start believing we're the reason that we're in that situation. We'll start being mad at each other because that's all we got. So I see you every day, you mad at me because you mad at your situation. I'm mad at you, I'm mad at my situation. And we never see the culprit right in front of our face. You feel what I'm saying? And then one day we find out who the culprit is, and we can't get over that shit. Now my whole world revolves around blaming the culprit, but I never get myself out the situation.
That's right. Blame
So now we
nowhere,
just,
man.
now the blame game is all fucked up. So at the end of the day, I know what the white man did. That's never going to change. But he's not my fucking God. I'm not going to be over here telling I'm not going to tell my black woman, I'm not going to tell my black woman that the reason why I'm not surviving is because of some white man. I'm not going to do that, because I might as well sell her to the white man if I say some shit like that. What I'm going to say is the race been set back, just like many other races around the world, because of this white man. But fuck it. That shit don't change my future right now. I'm smarter than that. I'm better than that. Because if we turn around, bro, and we say we built the pyramids, and the pyramids was on a northern tropic, 32-degree line of latitude, mad at the pyramidal structures all over the world is on the same line of latitude. And we accredit that to black people still. Right. And we say that the pyramids at Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure is lined up with the 3 stars of Orion, Anitak, Anilam, and Mentak. If we say that our brothers and sisters created these type of systems and made the Nile Valley align with the Milky Way, because the Nile Valley was made, it's not naturally like that. And we say the Sphinx was in alignment with the Leo constellation, and the pyramids of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure is aligned with Anitak, Anilam, and Mentaka. If we say this, then why the hell we can't get out of poverty? Because if we was that brilliant then, the genes exist in us now. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes we just want to blame motherfuckers just so we can be lazy and not come the fuck up. I know who created a lot of the bullshit, but at the end of the day, it don't stop us from being able to take it to another level today. Because we on some shit right now. Today we are brilliant. Today, after having our language stripped from us, after having our women tied to horses and ripped apart with the baby to fall out in front of our fucking eyes, after the black man standing up and they say don't kill him, beat the shit out of him in front of his wife so she could raise her sons to be submissive, so she would be afraid if a young man becomes aggressive, she don't want the same fate to be suffered by way of her child as the father. So ain't nobody said that, stop being so guilty. Ain't nobody said that, stop being so guilty. We can't let you off the hook now. We know better than to let you off the hook. But it ain't about you, it's about us right now. Don't pay him no mind. He guilty. You know what I'm saying? He must got the genes of the damn slave master.
Once you believe in eternity,
believe in what eternity? Y'all been oppressing people for a fucking eternity.
Once you truly
now,
believe
hold
in eternity,
don't give him no camera time. Don't give him no camera time.
You missed the first half.
Don't straighten that talk. Because y'all know we was on a black vibe.
Right.
And y'all know the name of the story was not to give him too much fucking credit.
Right.
So why he got to be part of the cipher? In fact, he got to make it about him.
He definitely made it about him.
Make it about him. And he got to petition to y'all about how good a guy he is. All we said is we're having a black conversation about black people and how we don't need to sit here and blame white people for every fucking thing. We alive now. We got to start making adjustments today. If you want to look for some complaints, there's plenty of complaints on YouTube about white people. From Wells Fargo to Bank of America to slavery. These motherfuckers is crooked. We already established that shit. We got that. Overdraft fees, $35 fucking dollars. What the fuck is you talking about? We go through this. Student loans you can't get a refund for, but they promise you you get a job and all this shit. Can you get a refund for your student loan when you don't get a fucking job? After you go for business and administration, you print shit at fucking Kinko's. That's the best thing it could do for you. So we know the system is fucked up and it's crooked. And watch this. Watch this. You go to school, they're supposed to prepare you to be able to make food, clothing, and shelter. But when the hell did you learn how to sew or crochet in school? When did you learn how to cook other than a damn pizza and home ec? Okay? When did you learn anything about credit, about deeds, about UCC, about mortgage or security agreements to be able to embark upon the acquisition of a house? Nothing. So throughout school, from pre-K to 12th grade is 14 years. From pre-K to 12th grade is 14 years. You've been in school, and they didn't teach you shit about food, clothing, and shelter. You don't know how to make your own clothes, you don't know how to fucking cook, and you don't know shit about buying no house, and you don't know shit about credit. And guess who you gotta trust when you become an adult and you graduate? You gotta go to the white man, the banker, and ask him if you're making the right decision buying this house that's gonna put you in fucking debt.
What the white man?
You gotta get educated by the guy you gotta patronize. Where they do that at? Why don't they have any classes to teach you about mortgage hypothecation? Why don't they have no classes to teach you about credit credit card redlining. Do you know that there's a map that wherever they have a red line drawn, they can't deny you a credit because of your race, but they could deny you a credit because of your zip code, which inadvertently is denying you a credit because of your race. It's called credit card redlining. But they don't teach you that in school. So now I'm supposed to be an adult, but I don't know how to buy a house. I don't know shit about credit. I don't know how to fucking cook, and I don't know how to make clothes. Where was the food, clothing, and shelter? But you gave me all this tricky ass shit. When I was in school, we had a process of elimination, pick A, B, C, or D, just pick one of them, because one of them is gonna be right. Then I take SAT math, and they say it's the most important test in the world. They tell you, yo, if you pick anything, it can be more, it can hurt you more if you guess than if you leave it blank. What kind of tricknology is this shit? But they're supposed to prepare you to be an adult. How the fuck can I be an adult if I don't even know how to buy a house and I don't know shit about credit? You know when we find out about credit? When our shit is fucked up. Now we start asking somebody to repair our shit.
What about our lack of knowledge of voting?
Lack of knowledge of voting. Let's look at Ferguson. We get mad that there's no white municipalities. But at the end of the day, we don't know enough about voting to know that we should vote for our local municipalities to put them in office. So what we do, we complain to the president, but we don't vote local to put our own people in place. So when you look at a black community that has over 70% plus black people, and you look at the municipalities, it's over 90% white. That's not the fault of the white man per se. That's our low cognizance in politics and not knowing to vote for our local official. But many of us don't know when the local district attorney is running up to bat to become the district attorney. We don't know when to make those types of votes. So, yeah, brother underscore POLIGHT. Brother underscore Polight. I need to get something to drink, Jay. But yeah, that's the way this thing is, man. This is just go to brother underscore Polight. Yeah, you can get the information. But that's what this is about, King. It's about us stepping up, taking it to the next level. We don't necessarily have to sit here and complain about what other people did to us. All we got to do is come up with a conscious think tank, find out what resources we already have. All of us is brilliant at something. You feel me? The brothers is doing music, somebody's doing producing. Yo, we can create our own black paradigm. We really don't gotta go to other venues to get shit going. We're in the information era. So a lot of distribution, a lot of the sciences have changed. A lot of this stuff is based on streaming and downloading. There's third parties, there's vanity publishing companies. We don't necessarily have to go the same route that we've been going to be successful. We got way more opportunity now to believe and confide in each other. But what we gotta stop doing is thinking that just because you had an issue with one brother that stands for all black people or all brothers and sisters. Understand that a lot of times, the reason why we're perpetrating the negative acts against each other as a family, the reason why that's happening is because a lot of us been victimized already socially by the culprit that created the situation for us to be in this in the first place. Okay? We gotta realize that the reason why we perpetrate these heinous acts against each other is because of a lack of knowledge and a lack of culture. It's because the food is fucked up. All you gotta do, when's the last time you saw a shootout in front of Whole Foods? But I guarantee you there's been shootouts in front of the chicken spot. Now ask yourself, when's the last time you seen a chicken spot with a food delivery? Ask yourself, when have you seen chicken delivery at a chicken spot? I'll wait. When do you see a fucking truck pull up at your chicken spot 4 in the morning and drop off chicken that they selling every day of the fucking week? They don't sell you real fucking food. And food has a correlation to your mindset. Anywhere, listen.
How much Whole Food shit costs?
I already know.
I'm a vegan.
But that's part of the game.
And I can't afford that shit.
You gotta have money.
Watch this.
You gotta have money. You gotta have
Watch
money.
this. Now, that's the cliche. Because hold on. Don't do that. Watch this. Watch this. There's a food pyramid, right? Now, motherfuckers who never built the pyramid in the world built the food pyramid for you. That should have been the first trick that you realize. All right? So you got a food pyramid built by people who never built the pyramid. That's one. So now the second thing is this. They taught you what were the foods that you can go to when you get healthy. But they didn't tell you that you can take sea moss and bladderwracks, and that's made up of over 95 out of 108 minerals that the human body needs, which technically that means you can live off of that by itself. Because the average person, when they get a meat meal, they get about 65 minerals. And when they're vegetarian, they get about 75 minerals. But off of CMOS mixed with Bladerax, you get over 95 out of the 108 that's essential to the human body. They tell you about vitamins, but they don't tell you about minerals.
What's that called?
CMOS mixed with Bladerax. So being a vegan isn't necessarily a hard task. It's knowing what exactly to eat. Because if you leave it up to them, they'll show us all the expensive things, and then we'll get discouraged if we don't have the resources as of yet to maintain that lifestyle.
Say that again, CMOS.
That's
CMOS,
it right there.
that's it, Bladerax. That's right. CMOS mixed with Bladerax.
Bladerax with a 2 D's.
Bladerax with 2 Ds.
Cooking
All
right
you
now.
gotta do
Let's
is
keep
follow
it.
me on brother_Polight.
What is that, like ice cream?
Nah,
It look like ice cream.
See, it may look like it. Some of them is called Irish moss, right? So it's a seed. It's from the seed, right? And then Bladerax is this herb that you want to take in proportion 1/3 to whatever you're taking it with, particularly the sea moss, because it'll have you lose weight real quick. So you don't want to OD on the Bladerax. You always want to have it 1/3 to 2/3 ratio. All right?
They don't sell that in stores, do they?
You can get it from health food stores, or you can order it online. But that's some of the things you take in, because once you take a CMOS and Bladerax, now you're getting more minerals than what people are trying to doing their best to get out of different plates of food. You feel what I'm saying? That's what you do. Then, because you're black, you need to make sure that you're getting dark green leafy vegetables. But that don't mean all dark green leafy vegetables is conducive for you. Because spinach, as an example, is high in starch, contrary to what people will have you believe. So spinach can tilt the scales and have you on your diabetic vibe. So you got to be careful with spinach. What you do want is kale, or red kale specifically.
I like red.
Because you're black, you're full of melanin. Our problem is that we'll suffer from anemia a lot of times because this environment isn't climatically conducive, because we're equatorial people. So what's going to happen is, what you need to do, you need to get kale because it's high in iron fluorine. They'll tell you need iron, and that's a half truth. You need iron, but the type of iron you need is iron fluorine. Iron fluorine is the iron that you need, and you're going to get that from kale. You're going to get that from red kale. Or you may even get that from baby kale, but red kale being the best.
I like red kale.
You feel me? So get your red kale on. Beans is pretty acidic. You feel what I'm saying? You want, unless you get garbanzo beans or chickpeas.
Well, we put it
chana.
together with that CMOS. I'm going to order some.
Get that CMOS with Bladerax. Beans you don't want to deal with unless it's garbanzo beans. Chana is what the Trinidadians call it. Chickpea, or they may call it China masala, right? When they make that joint up. But chickpea is it. Boil it extra long, because the shit'll be mad gassy if you don't. And then you'll be farting all over the place, and nobody will want you to eat that. So you want to boil it as much as you can. You feel what I'm saying? I got something to drink in there when you get a chance. I got to pull that out. Huh?
That's a CMOS, right?
CMOS with Bladerax, and then you can, if you want to eat a bean, eat chickpeas.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I've been vegan for 15 years.
I got a smoothie spot back home, right? I got a venue and everything.
I'm from Brooklyn. Well, I moved to California. But you could go to Brother Polight.
We already got you.
All right, cool.
Hey man,
We got bad pictures.
I respect you, G.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Thanks a lot. I got to re-up. My voice going. All right, man. I appreciate you listening, you heard? Hey, thanks for listening, King. Make sure you look me up, man. All right, good looking. I appreciate it. Yo, thanks for listening, King. I appreciate you, my brother. Thanks for listening, my brother. Oh, man, thanks for listening, man. Word up.
They are. They pay like
I gotta go in. That's a fact. But you know, this job don't come without adversity. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, no, I respect you though, G, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you listening. You heard?
I'm from
Thanks
Queens
for
though.
listening. I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, man.
I
Real
appreciate you
niggas.
listening, bro. Word up. Man, spin. This is wild. Man, thanks for listening, man. You know how it goes. Just pull up in the middle of the street, teach, see what happens. Yeah, I'm glad the people so very receptive out here, man. Thank y'all for listening.
Should I cut it or?
You go to brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com if you're interested in anything that we got going on, particularly the mentorship program. We'll be out here, man. We lit. Man, I'm just stopping anywhere, teaching everything. I do 3 times a day.
Wow.
If I see how people that I just feel.
Yeah.
I'm just out out here. I ain't want to do no shots. What's up, man? Yeah, let's get it.
That's the craziest thing.
I already know. Facts.
What's your name, sir?
Brother Polight.
You sound very educated, man.
Thanks a lot, brother. Make sure you get my math. You get it from my wife. Just stay in tune, brother. Just keep going with the knowledge. How old are you?
21.
Man, y'all young brothers out here heavy, man. Everybody I talk to in their 20s out here. Let's go.
I'm out here, you know, networking or whatever.
Man, network with me, man. Make sure you get my number. Whatever you need, brother. Just stay in tune and stay positive.
I'm a producer.
Oh, all right, cool. I need that.
One of my biggest artists I'm producing for is a guy named Chris Sales from YouTube.
Okay?
Yeah.
Look him up. How you spell sales?
I'll show you right now.
Yeah, make sure you exchange math with the brother right here. He a producer as well. We want to find a way to make sure we can work together and keep the knowledge going. Yeah, let's get the picture. Let's get it.
He said the phone over here.
Yeah, he gonna have to.
All right, I'm gonna be looking you up, brother. DM me. Okay, I'm coming right now. We're gonna keep this going for a little bit longer, and I'm gonna turn it off. All right, so exchange math. I'm gonna stay in touch with you. You a resident out here, or you just visit? Where you from?
Well, I go to school at the University of UNT.
I'm from Brooklyn originally, but I live in LA right now. But I'm back and forth though. We good money, man. We got work together. I'm glad that you're doing something very positive and very lucrative, man. Any way that I can add on, we on, brother. Any way I can contribute to what you're doing, brother. That's just the way we're gonna do it, bro. It's good to see you young and making it happen, brother.
Yeah, man. I was shit last night. I mean, a couple days ago. It was me, James Harden. What's the other dude's name? It was me, James Harden, Parker,
That's an 850. Oh, the 750. That's good. Yeah. I got an 85 on it. I need an
The same room had just posted
They ain't gonna explode it. I said the battery is getting too hot.
Yeah, I already know. All right, let me talk to these people, see them off. God damn. I appreciate y'all love and support. Thank y'all for listening. I'm gonna be doing this throughout the week. This is what I do. You know, I'm just glad that the people are here, the young brothers and sisters out here. They really, really receptive out here, man. Salute to the young king right here. He's doing big things. He's a producer out here. You know, yielding from the city of Dallas.
Dallas, Texas.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find out more about him because I'm gonna post and show love about him anyway. But I thank him for listening, him and the rest of the young brothers and sisters. I thank you for taking the time out. Everybody got so much negative to say about y'all and y'all generation, but then you're the shining light. You out here listening to the knowledge and also as an entrepreneur, doing your thing, and you going to school, more likely to be a resource to yourself, your family, and community. So salute this young man. What's your name, my brother? Let them know how they can follow you.
My name is Norman Johnson. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at Polight_214, Instagram at Polight_214. Add me on Snap. My life is a movie at Polight.
There we go. There we go. This life is certainly a movie right now. We cooking. We definitely making a movie right now as we speak. So I thank you, my brother. Oh yeah, baby, give him my contact and then just text me.
Oh, I got you.
In real time.
Polight out here.
Yeah, what's up, King? What's up? Yeah, you know we gotta go hard, my brother. We go hard. We go hard, man. Just gotta connect. Anywhere the people at, we gotta be, man. This is how I'm celebrating my anniversary with my wife. You feel me? 20 years in the game with my wife right here.
Up, man.
20 years. But you know, this is how we celebrate. We normally go to Egypt or Israel on our anniversary, but this year we're gonna stay in the States and we're gonna teach and build. She's like, I'm gonna bring it back vintage style to be a camera woman, and you go out there, you teach on the streets. I'm like, all right, let's do it. But let's do it in a city we ain't never did it at. Yeah, let's get it. Definitely, let's do that. Hold this for me real quick, brother. I'm about to take this photo and sign off. Oh yeah, well you know we here, brother. Like celebrity mentor, people sports with entertainment, but I never really did turn my back on my people. I know where I come from, and that's why I'm here. I heard the people was gonna be here, and they did it live, so I'm here and I'm built for the people. What's up, gang? Okay.
I heard you guys, like they said, you know, like I'm looking at your business.
Oh yeah, I wrote over that.
I need you to take
Yeah, just take my number and text, and I'll let you know what happens. Take a picture of it. Let me get this crazy juice out, man. I had to drink something, man. I'm dying to this motherfucker. I'm talking bad loud about. I gotta be like my Israelite homies and get the mic and shit.
Cooking, you got like 2K. When you was at the peak game. Like cooking. When that crowd came around, I did one of them. Came back. So I'm jumping.
Anybody that you see, niggas number one at whatever, whether it's comedy, boxing, music. You know what it is.
I got a question. How does DJ Vlad look?
He looks like a Jew.
I have never seen this guy.
Like a pale Jew.
Yeah, I know he's white. He's Jewish.
That's my man, though. He
don't show himself,
cool.
though.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, though.
He has a couple times.
That's a whole type of. What's up, gang? You gave him the number?
Oh, no, hold up.
I give you the number. You can text me and they will figure it out. I'll let you know.
I want a picture too, man. You famous.
You got it, man. You got it.
You famous, sir.
Your first book on the house, though. I ain't charge you that.
No lie. No lie.
That's a fact.
I buy books. I buy you.
Hey, so buy every book after the first one. The first one is on the house. Just on the slip and all your ask questions that empower them to people that didn't have. It's important, you know? What the hell is this shit?
It's important that you give me the message, bro.
Shit tastes like quarter water back there. Shit's like, well, I gotta get this shit out of here. I need some water. Oh, the photos is dope. He said epic. Yeah, I definitely agree with such.
I gotta show you.
Man said we did 2K live. That's fire.
Yeah. When that crowd came, we hit one of them.
That's always like
numbers start going.
Get it from the angle far away. And
Right.
that shit.
I like your shoes. Put it on.
Oh, this one. Got some ad-libs in the raps.
I blew it. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man.
All right, make sure you text me. Did he get my number? Don't leave if I get that number.
I'll hit you up on Instagram, but you probably...
Yeah, you can DM me on Instagram as well. Brother_POLIT.
I got you.
Alright, so DM me, matter of fact. That'd be easy. That's my number. First everything.
It's only gonna get crazier every day.
Well, I'm gonna need you to give me your mailing address.
I'm already in your DM, though. I just recorded you.
Alright, great. I'm with it. Alright, family, so that... This is not LA, this is Texas, family. This is Texas. We're in Austin, Texas, making it happen. It's not LA. Oh, man.
For sure.
Not a young man no more. That shit take a lot of wind. And this Texas heat, that shit crazy.
Sun out today.
Man, that Texas heat ain't no joke.
Yeah, boy.
Start cooking too when I speak. I be getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
I know,
So I was feeling chilly earlier. Like, yo, I'm about to get my jacket.
Right.
You know?
You start talking and that crowd came.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah, we got the workers stopping their job. Like, yo, you're like, yo, I took off of work. Salute. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, there's no doubt, man. I love y'all, man. I just like it like this, man. This is the way I wanted to do it. I want to be able to teach without the stress of any financial burden. So I know I can just come out here and just do what I want at will. That's the way I want to teach, man. I work hard to get to this point where I can just give it up for free and I ain't got to worry about the lecture money. You feel what I'm saying? I can now I can just go and just pill, like, fuck it. Get some rest, drink some water, come back out again, do it later. And just do it on the strip.
It's gonna get crazy every day, I'm telling you.
Every day.
See, that crowd was nice. There about like 30 people.
Man, it's gonna be ugly on game day. Game day, that shit might be crazy. Yeah. I seen the Jakes ready to pull up. Like, what's this? Like, come on, man. You got all sorts of people painted in blood and shit like that out here. Y'all ain't fucking with them. Why you fucking with me?
You got that white guy out of there.
Yeah, like, get this white guy the fuck out of here. We wasn't even tripping on white people when you was here.
At all.
The first part, though.
He was still there for enough of the information.
Yeah, he heard some of
to
the
not be
part,
tripping.
he was agreeing.
He was agreeing.
Yeah.
But the second the shit started getting all extra black,
That's when it was like,
when the shits looked like, yo, man, more black people are coming in, we're uniting. Something in his spirit was like, we gotta stop that.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. We already established you ain't even relevant, my nigga, so get the fuck out of here.
He made it all
this is
about
a
him.
black thing. And I say my nigga because they the ones who created niggas. So the white folks the first nigga. Not no fucking black people. And I don't mean the title of nobility that denotes the Ethiopian sovereign. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the nigga, the ER, you know, the one from slavery. They created that shit. You know what I'm saying? The only nigga I know is white people, man. That used to be my hashtag too. All the niggas I know is white. I gotta go back to that
I
shit.
had to turn it off because it kept saying, Charlie, don't hit the rock, don't hit the rock.
Yeah, I'll post something ASAP on the gram.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I got the WhatsApp. Already sent it. Already sent the WhatsApp.
Alright, cool. Oh yeah, but I mean, we got here, we busting this gun.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I mean, the video.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been a fucking super. But guess what? We live on YouTube. And your cameras go.
How YouTube do? How come your YouTube? Oh, you was cooking. You was good today.
Yeah, we good, man.
3100, 3200?
Bradley McCall. What's up, man? Gotta give you that shout out. Thanks for the love. You showed something I thought was not possible. Hey, I'm glad I did. I'm sure that's a positive thing you're talking about. But thank y'all. Let me get my voice back intact and I'll be right back at it. Knows how we do, man. Y'all say y'all wanted that vintage Polight. That's what y'all said. Y'all thought I fell off something? I'm still here.
Retirement. Off retirement.
Out of retirement. Yeah, I told you I'm still retired. Stop that. Y'all tricking me out of retirement, man. Man, I miss doing this though. This is my shit right here. This is mad fun. Just seeing where people coming from, their angles, all of that. See, wow. See some real powerful bitches. What's up?
You guys got nothing to do at 6? My band's gonna be playing at the Chugging Monkey. It's like $1 for shots. It's gonna be cool. 6 to Chugging.
No doubt, $1 for shots.
Alternative rock music.
What's it called? The Chunky Monkey? The Chugga Monkey?
Yeah.
Oh, so you invite the Negroes to the Chugga Monkey to get drunk for $1 a shot in the middle of us uplifting our people. You see how this shit work? The paradox. Hey, let me sign off. I can barely see the phone now, so that means it's about to die. Peace and salute to the family.